Hey everyone, Aaron Stewart from the Little Black Couch. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to get on and do a quick live. I know it's later on in the day than normal, but it's been a busy day. It's been a good day. Everybody understands what I'm talking about. As an entrepreneur, we wear lots of different hats, and I've got a pile of hats there, but we won't grab those. We don't need that today. You wear a lot of different hats. You have to do a lot of different things, and that happened today. It was all craziness all the time. I had to deal with a big client, a big Union Pacific, a big railroad client, and some changes they're having in their organization. I've got a relative in town who's going to be working with me for the next month, so we had to get him set up and get him going, so that was awesome. And looking forward to having him here. Actually, he's a super smart guy. We went to graduate school together. We're good buddies, and we're going to get a lot of good work done this next month. So looking forward to that. My dad and brother were in the office today doing some tax things, which is frightening and awful. But so a lot of stuff going on today, for sure. But wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about something that I think is super important, and definitely something that is would make a difference as an entrepreneur going forward, as you're thinking about what to do next, as you're trying to contemplate what skills you want to develop, what you want to get out of this entrepreneurial journey. There's a few things that can trip you up a little bit. I wanted to jump on those a little bit today, and hopefully they prove to be helpful. So let's jump in and get started. Thanks for joining me back here on the Little Black Couch. Glad to have you here with me. I love that intro so much, just because every time I see my little family there and we're laughing. I had said something, just an inside joke to our family, and we were dying laughing, and the photographer just kept going, and it was fun. That was a fun photo. I'm glad that it came out that way, and that was the last sort of photos we took before our oldest son went out on his church mission, and he's been gone now he gets home September 10th. So that was almost 2 years ago we had those photos taken. I used to do my hair really short and it's kind of spiky, so you could always see my scalp, and it turns out my wife and daughter didn't like that look. So now I've got the big coif going on for everybody. So anyway, you got to do that, folks. Everybody, all the entrepreneurs out there, make sure you keep your wife and your a significant other, your spouse, happy as much as you possibly can. Obviously, we're a very frustrating breed because we have a lot to do, and so we do it a lot, and we always like to stay busy, but the ones we love are so important, and we got to take care of them. So there's a little, actually I probably should have done this. Life hack, take care of your significant other, your spouse, because anyway, but we won't do that. I won't do the life hack right now. So the topic that I wanted to jump into is from so this is a cool little book. I don't know if anybody has read this book, but I recommend it. It's totally fun. I originally was asked to read this about 10 years ago for, it's probably more like 6 years ago, I guess. So as many of you know, I am in a mastery group, but it is for golf, which is why I also have a golf podcast and live going on a different channel, Data Access Golf. But I have been working on my golf game and the mental side of golf and all of that for a very long time, just because I found it to be a very good outlet, creative outlet, a very good place to learn the difference between your subconscious and your conscious mind and how they're supposed to work together. So golf gives me the opportunity to practice. Practice being present, practice being calm, practice not getting frustrated, and golf's a great sport for that. And but in this book, there's a lot of wisdom in this book, and I found one thing very interesting, and I remembered it, and so I went and picked it back up based on some of the things that have been going on in some of the communities I hang out in. And we have this very interesting culture right now, and I don't want to throw rocks or disparage what's going on right now at all, because I think it's fantastic, and I have children who are coming up, and I want them to be entrepreneurs, and I want them to be successful, and I want them to be successful entrepreneurs as quickly as possible, which is a big reason why I've sort of changed my focus and gotten involved in some of the groups I am involved in now, is trying to figure that all out, right? So, but here is something, I'm going to read it from here, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. I'm just going to read straight out of the book. Again, Mastery by George Leonard. Author of The Way of Aikido. So I did not know that, or I had forgotten it. Anyway, so let's read this really quick. It's on page 148 in the Mastery book, and it's under the subheading of instruction. Okay? Some people sneer at the notion of counseling for couples or books and tapes about better relationships. It's true that some of the counseling is vapid, and the language in some of the books and tapes can make you gag. But an intimate relationship can be insular before either partner knows it, and it is hard to solve every problem alone. And that is huge, right? As entrepreneurs, we believe we are problem solvers, and that is what we are. We're trying to solve problems for the world, but sometimes we believe that we can solve every problem alone, and that is not possible, right? So, I should probably do... You can't solve every problem alone. There's a life hack for you, right? You can't do that. Look at that. I forgot about bringing Buddy in on the... But there's Buddy. He is here. Actually, I am going to talk here for a second. I'm going to take a little segue, if everybody's okay with that. I was offended yesterday by somebody who caught the live and said that they thought that that was not a live shot, that somehow or another I was, just sort of faking it out with a picture. So you know what? Ta-da! It's live, baby. When I say it's live, it's live. Okay, so thanks, Buddy. Appreciate you being there and backing me up on that. But Buddy's live. He's right there and he is live. He's always helping me out. So back to the book. After the little segue, apologize and the life hack. No, I don't apologize. Those were very helpful. So anyway, here we go. So and it's hard to solve every problem alone. Totally true. 100% on there. If you're on the path of mastery, and I would argue entrepreneurship, it's always crazy and it's always ongoing, but there's certain steps and there's certain strategies and there's different ways of handling problems. So the more you go through those problems and the more you're faced with similar challenges, the more possible it is to master even entrepreneurship. Okay, experience is a big part of that. Okay, so let's see. If you're on the path of mastery, whether in sports or relationships or anything else, you'll invariably seek the best guidance available. Let's hope so. Whether it is a counselor, a book, or a sympathetic, unbiased friend, but shop around, choose carefully, and get recommendations. Boom. So that is huge. So friends, joining me today in entrepreneurship, I love coaching. I love learning, and you can learn more quickly from somebody who has more experience and more wisdom than you, more quickly than going through and trying to learn it yourself. It's vicarious learning, right? There's some things that we have to learn ourselves, and there's some things that we can learn from others. And so finding those individuals who have a similar view to life as you do and have expertise that you don't have, and being able to leverage what they've learned and apply it to your life will save you gobs of time, gobs of it. So reading and going through all kinds of things is just, it's a beautiful way to do it. And to get coaching from people that have been, let's see, what's the best way to put it? So you want to make sure that when you go find a coach or a counselor or somebody that's going to provide you some expertise, that they actually have it. So definitely get recommendations. I've had a number of experiences where I have chosen partners or have paid consultants or vendors obscene amounts of money and not got what they promised out of it. Sales training, programs, a lot of different things, right? I love to learn, and so I'm a bit of a sucker that way. If I think I can learn something from a program or a course or whatever, then I will take it. And especially early on in my career, I would jump at anybody who said they were an expert to try to go learn from them. And a lot of them were not experts. So please take the time when you're trying to pick a coach, look for recommendations, look for people who have worked with them, look to see if they have been successful in what they are going to coach you about. You would never go to a plumber and ask for brain surgery, I hope. And it is the same way in entrepreneurship. It's the same way in whatever industry you choose to get into. Make sure that the people you are counseling with and who are providing advice have not only understand the topic, but have lived it, experienced it, lived through it, and have something to share. I have learned the hard way so many times that I love enthusiasm. I love those that are out trying to blaze their own trail. I do. I think it's the coolest thing. I work with young people now in a church setting where that age group from 18 to 30 is so much fun. I absolutely love working with them. And part of the reason I love working with them is when they ask me a question and I answer something that seems so simple and so easy to me, they think it's this great wisdom that somehow or another I have picked up from hours of this, that, and the other. And it's really just, I have, 30 years of life on them. And stuff just comes up. So when you're out looking for somebody that way, please make sure that they have expertise in whatever area of coaching they're going to coach you on. Talk to others, check out whatever you can, get as much information as you can. But I know it is so easy to get out and put so much content out there now about everything. There must be a 500 million podcasts on entrepreneurship. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. Some of them can't spell the word. You know that E and U at the end? Difficult. Got to get the U out there. Most people don't like it there. But anyway, if they haven't spelled the word long enough to figure out the E and the U and that they're a little tricky, then they're probably, haven't written it enough to study it long enough and live it long enough to be of any help to you in that regard. Is that harsh enough? I believe that it is. So anyway, that would be my bit of advice today. I love entrepreneurship. It is the one way, it is the only way we will make this world better. It is never going to be governments. They don't get it, they don't care. It's never going to be, I love charitable organizations, but they are Band-Aids. The problems are actually solved from people like us that are out looking for the problems and looking for the solutions and then implementing them at great personal risk to make somebody's life better. It's hugely important. The world needs us. Entrepreneurs change the world. So don't leave it up to chance. Make sure you're getting the best coaching from the best people, and don't waste a lot of your time trying to overcome bad advice, I guess. Entrepreneurship's hard enough without needing to overcome the pitfalls and the walls and the obstacles and the speed bumps that can come from taking advice from people who are not qualified to give it. So just be careful that way. Any questions, comments, anything that you have for me, please shoot them to me. You can follow us obviously on Facebook here where you're seeing us live. Also have a YouTube channel where this will be published, and Instagram, which is just getting started and kind of going. But any one of those places you can reach out and make a comment or a question or whatever. I'd love to talk to you about it. And until next time, This is Aaron Stewart from the little black couch that has been on a journey of entrepreneurship with me for 20 years. Of the 30, this has been going on. Till next time, folks. See ya.